The next witch hunt against men has begun.
Announcement, Home Secretary Yvette Cooper said, for too long, governments have failed to address the rise in extremism, both online and on our streets, and we've seen the number of young people radicalised online grow. Hateful incitement of all kinds fractures and frays the very fabric of our communities and our democracy.
The next witch hunt against men has begun. So, guys, men will now be arrested in the UK. Men and boys will be arrested in the UK if there is even any suspicion of misogyny. So just any suspicion of acts of misogyny or extreme misogyny will require teachers, doctors, or anyone in the community to phone the terror department in England and report these individuals. They will be then taken away. Their human rights will be suspended, and we don't really know what will happen to them after that. But it's true, we can say for sure they won't be having a very good time, guys. With everything happening here, just remember that you need to protect yourself. So protect your online privacy with NordVPN. Click the link in the description to get started and support the channel, guys. The next witch hunt is here. It is here, and men need to wake up and realize this.
But amid the rise of influencers like the self-proclaimed misogynist Andrew Tate, the review will also look at extreme misogyny and other more broader-based beliefs that often emerge and grow online.
We've gone away from the stuffy rooms with a secret cell where people are plotting what they're going to do. We now have open source intelligence on the internet, on sites like X, where people are not banned for saying extremist things. And then we have WhatsApp groups that are developed as well. So I think in that aspect it's changed quite significantly.
A new definition of extremism unveiled under the previous government will also remain in place, despite some concerns it could lead to certain groups being unfairly targeted.
The jailing of people for riot-related social media posts brought into sharp focus the tension between freedom of speech and the law in the digital age. The Home Office will have to walk a similar line in this review, establishing when legitimate beliefs turn into unacceptable extremism.
Experts say the government will need more than just words.
Tackling extremism is really going to require going beyond just the sort of tip of the iceberg that is violent terrorism. It really is going to be about addressing those root causes and drivers, which are very diverse and actually are diversifying. We see increasing social isolation, we see major challenges to social cohesion, and we see very localized issues which quickly metastasize into national violence.
Now, guys, notice he said social isolation. As you can see here, right, we have an article, acts against women considered for the first time under government counter-extremism plan as terrorism. So basically what this means is that teachers will legally be required, for example, to refer pupils they suspect of extreme misogyny, simply suspect, to the government counter-terrorism program. There is also a category for the INCL, all right, which refers to the male subculture and includes men who feel negatively towards women as a result of feeling rejected. Officials now fear that this category does not capture other forms of extreme misogyny. Teachers, healthcare professionals, and local authority staff are under a legal duty to make a referral to the counterterrorism unit, guys. Counterterrorism program, government counterterrorism program. Insane. They are legally required to do this right now if they believe someone is susceptible to becoming radicalized. So, guys, even if it doesn't matter if they've said anything or done anything, if they think that they are even susceptible, that there's any possibility that they may start listening to Andrew Tate, they are required by law to report them. Can you imagine this, guys? Talk about you. And guys, this is a terrorism unit. So their human rights are stripped away from them. These are boys. All right, boys and men. What does this mean? If you play games online, we already know that the FBI in the United States is monitoring gamers in the US. They're monitoring when guys play video games online, and they're arresting and they're monitoring the videos that men are watching. In Australia, they just opened up a new ministry department to change the behavior of men as a result of the rising influence of Mr. Tate. Okay? And now they can basically arrest you for anything. If they even suspect that you are susceptible to becoming, joined to listening to the manosphere or anything like that, you'll be locked up. You can be thrown in jail. So now young men will be living in a complete state of fear. They're not going to want to go to school. They're not going to want to interact. They're going to be they're going to be frightened. All right? When their friends start to disappear and they're like, oh, where did Joseph go? And no one has an answer because they're going to try to cover it up. But eventually, once it starts to come out, and it always starts to seep out that they're being picked up and hauled off just under suspicion that they may become radicalized, it's over. And they're going to start, you have to talk to your kids about that. Be very careful what you believe. Guys, this is thought policing now. Now they are policing the thoughts of men, policing the thoughts. If you even have these thoughts, we will throw you in jail. We'll throw you in prison, strip your human rights from you, and that's it. And we may control alt delete you. You are now, guys, you are charged with a crime. This is crazy. You no longer have to commit a crime. You no longer have to commit a crime to be charged with terrorism. This is madness. This is beyond madness. Like they said, the INCEL response is no longer suitable. They need to go after any men who are even vulnerable to becoming, to listening to this content, to even listening to my content. And all we talk about is men walking away and focusing on yourself and you're living your best life. They don't want you listening to that. They don't want you listening to Graham Stevens, who talks about real estate and making money. They don't want you listening to these videos anymore. They want you fat, sick, stupid, and depressed and demoralized, so that you cannot resist and you will not do anything and you will fight. You will not fight for anything, including yourself. I've said this before and I'll say this again. A man that does not have love for country or family will fight for neither. Their ultimate goal here is to make sure that you will not even fight for yourself. They want you silent. They want you obedient. They want you to be afraid. They want you to be afraid to think of wrong thing. This is the final nail in the coffin. All right. What do they say? First they discredit you, so they destroy, they come after your reputation. Then they throw you in prison. And then finally they control alt delete you. So now what are they doing? First they started destroying the reputations of men and boys. Now they're going to start throwing them in prison. And the final step is they're going to start to delete us. Control alt delete us. That's where we're headed. And it's what you can 100% see it. 100% see it right now. It's a sick reality. Guys, protect yourself online. Protect yourself online. Protect your own online privacy with NordVPN. All right? There's a link in the description to get started, and you can support the channel when doing it. But protect yourself online. Sign up for a VPN. Make sure that secure yourself, because, guys, they are out for us. They are looking for us. They want us. They want to make sure that they want us weak and demoralized. They want us silent and obedient. They don't want us talking back. They don't want us talking to one another. It's about control. It's about continuous control and obedience. Do as we say or else. Obey us or else. That's what it's about. It is about obedience. It is about compliance. It is about no longer thinking for yourself. They can't have that. They can't have you thinking for yourself. They can't have that at all. They have to prevent that. They have to prevent you from thinking for yourself. They have to prevent you from gaining knowledge. They don't want you going to the gym. They don't want you working out. They don't want you healthy. Listen, guys, think about this right now. All right, young men, millennial, Gen Z men, millennial men, Gen X men are suddenly passing away rapidly from cancer, and they don't know why. It's shocking after the events of 2020 that it's no one can understand why there's such a high why this is happening, and they're passing away. They're not just being diagnosed; they are rapidly passing away. No one knows why. And so, guys, do not forget that there was there were a group of women leaders who many years ago, Andrea Dorquin was one of them, had said that they needed to get the male population down to 10% so that it was more manageable by women. She actually advocated for this. If anyone else said it, it would be over. If men said something and it was reversed, society would go ballistic. And yet this is a message that they have put out for decades. And I'm not saying it's true. I'm just saying consider what's happening right now, where men are more hated than anything or anyone in Western society. We are more hated than the cockroach. This is only going to lead to more division in society, more men and boys avoiding society, and women finding themselves childless, single, and unable to have men available to subsidize their living, which will increase rates of poverty among women and girls. Guys, subscribe to our newsletter for my personal thoughts, insights, and a free copy of my ebook, The Blueprint for Escaping the Rat Race. Click the link in the description to get your free copy. And also, guys, subscribe to the Angry Guy Clips channel, where we post shorter versions and video responses, and also the Angry Guy Live channel, where we live stream. Both channels are linked in the description. What do you guys think regarding all of this? The next witch hunt has begun. The next witch hunt against men is here. Let me know your thoughts, and we'll talk about it in the comments. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA. Men walking away, and cheers.